Hirano de Bandaya! Hello everyone, it's Lel, and today we're going to talk about the fourth episode from Hirogaru's PreCure, which was a delight. I have no idea how this season is managing to just get better and better and better after every episode, with so many lovable characters, so much charisma. I am loving everybody. And one of the things I loved about this episode, and I feel like the thing I loved the most, was that I feel like so far they have established Sora as a character very well. And at the same time they're establishing Sora, they're also establishing Mashiro. Both of them are very good characters, as in, we're 4 episodes in and we already know them very well. Even though there are still things for us to discover about both of them, I feel like there is still a lot for us to uncover, especially Sora, which seems to be hiding a lot of things. And Mashiro is such an interesting take because she is kind of like an antithesis to Sora in many ways, and in others they're very similar. So right at the start of the episode, we see this difference right in front of our eyes, but this difference brings them even closer. Sora is running and Mashiro is barely being able to keep up. But then, when they are sitting down and Mashiro sees that Sora is now being able to write in Japanese, Mashiro gets super surprised, and they are basically the same, just another way around. Sora is very good with physical activities, and she doesn't know how to write in a different language. Mashiro knows Japanese very well because, well, she is Japanese, but she doesn't know how to be physical like Mashiro. So they both have something that the other one isn't very good at, and the show is making it very clear. They have very different abilities, but those abilities don't make one better than the other. And Sora makes it very clear while she smiled at Mashiro in the cutest way possible. They're so in love with each other. She smiles at Mashiro and says, "You are perfect the way you are now. You don't need to change." Because Mashiro wanted to keep on trying and be like Sora. But another thing that I enjoyed about this moment right at the start of the episode is the idea of, you want to get better at something? Practice. Try it every single day. You know, I like this philosophy, I like this idea, and I really liked the way the show portrayed that moment to us. You want to be physical, you want to run like Sora, you have to do it every single day. You have to try it every single day until you get good in that. So that was an amazing thing. Another thing that I really enjoyed was the next scene. I'm really liking all the mystery because we are able to try to connect the dots and try to understand what's going on. So one of the things that I absolutely loved was Ageha was arriving, and we had Yo-Yo sitting down, sipping some tea with the bird. I loved that so much. The bird was in a chair. That was so funny. And she said something along the lines of, "Destiny is playing its cards." I don't remember the exact words. But it's like, okay, we already know, or if you don't know, I'm sorry, but Ageha is going to become a Cure later on. She's going to be Cure Butterfly. Mashiro is going to become Cure Prism. I mean, she already is Cure Prism. But at that moment, Yo-Yo seemed to know that those girls are connected because of destiny. Wow, that line for me was so powerful and so mysterious. At the same time, I really want to know why she is saying, why does she know that those girls are connected somehow, and future is already playing, it's already happening. Why? What's going on? Tell me, Hirogaru Sky. Okay, don't tell me, take it slow. I'll follow your rhythm because so far, so good. And then we have Ageha, and I absolutely love her. What a personality we are having. I mean, I said it at the start, the characters are so charismatic. Every single character from this show has charisma. Sora, Mashiro, L, and now Ageha, Cabaton. Everybody is just oozing charisma in this show. And Ageha is no different. The way she talked about herself, the way she, expressed her personality, she said her age, her blood type, her stone, the thing she's obsessed with lately. I just loved it. And by the way, that stone of her birthday peridot reminded me a lot of fresh PreCure, the East stone. Remember that? The passion stone that was very important in fresh. If you haven't seen fresh PreCure, go watch it. It's an amazing season. And then we have Sora trying to talk about herself and her story. That scene was so funny. And I love Ageha's maturity at that moment by being like, okay, you don't want to share? That's fine. I'm going to pretend I didn't listen. I know it's supposed to be a secret. Okay, I'm going to respect that. That was so cool. But that scene was so funny. I loved that. And then we get to know more about Ageha and the reason why she is in Soreshido now. She already has a past with Mashiro that is very adorable, and that is going to be important for Mashiro's character in this episode. I really liked that. That was so cute. And then we get to the other scene in which Ageha is enrolling at that school. That is something that she really wants to do. She wants to be a nursery teacher. She wants to take care of young kids. And Sora and Mashiro are there at the park, and Cabaton is... That scene to me was brilliant. Like, Mashiro was like, oh my god, that's Cabaton. Cabaton is setting a trap to us. Oh my god, who is gonna fall for that trap? And Sora, goofy Sora, is right there, falling for the trap, being the hero that she is. That is so cool. And one of the things I like about this is, again, the difference and the disparity in both personalities. I like Sora's attitude at being a hero and being a hero above everything. Above it all. She is a hero. She is going to do everything she can to protect people, to protect animals, etc. She doesn't think too much. She's just going to jump into the fray. Even though the past few episodes showed us that she is usually scared of doing that, but she will still jump into the action no matter what. And Mashiro, on the other hand, is wary of her surroundings. She thinks things through. I feel like those are two different attributes of a hero that are very nice, and they are represented in different characters, very good as well. And when Sora does everything she has to do, and Mashiro's like, is this a skit? Even L is shook with the situation. But no, that was Cabaton, and Cabaton ended up capturing Sora's transformation device. I absolutely love Cabaton. You can say whatever you want, but Cabaton is such a great villain. He is really showing how to be a good villain in a PreCure season. He is playing dirty. He is creating plans. He is doing things differently, and things are working. And, this episode, he really did something that all PreCure villains should be trying to do. Or not all of them, but most of them should be at least trying to do. Incredible. Really incredible. What a villain we are having. And this is something that I wanted. Good villains. Cutthroat villains. Villains who are not afraid to be villains. And even though he is funny, even though he is goofy as well, he is through and through a villain. And I am loving that. So he captures Sora. Ageha jumps into the action as well. She helps Mashiro and they try to escape. Very funny because Ageha had a rope. Girl. And at the same time that they were trying to escape, Elle already noticed something in Mashiro's heart. And when Mashiro saw Sora all wrapped up, she really knew what she had to do. But, and here is, again, another thing that I love about Mashiro's characterization, which is a counterpoint to Sora's characterization that I love as well. Both of them work very well by themselves, but I feel like they work even better when you compare them, because I feel like against each other or for each other, they are very good. Sora's characterization as a hero is I am going to jump into the fray. This is what I have to do. This is who I am. This is what I want to be. And Mashiro's role as a hero is, I have to do this, but I'm not good enough. I cannot do this. This is not for me. I know this is a role that I have to fulfill, but I can't. So her insecurities start playing out at that moment. And she does not believe that she can jump into the fray and become a hero. This is not who she thinks she is. But, and here is where I got really emotional. So far in the show, Sora's heroic actions happened obviously because of Sora's actions and her personality, but also because Mashiro was there to back her up. In lots of times, Mashiro was there to help. Mashiro was there to give her a word of advice. Mashiro was there to offer a helping hand. Mashiro was there to be the one for her to come back after the battle. And the role of a supporter is not only towards Sora. Ageha also shares a story in which Mashiro supported her when they were very young. So the way Mashiro looks at things is, I am going to help you. In Ageha's situation, Mashiro wanted to cry because Ageha was moving, but she stayed strong so that Ageha wouldn't suffer more than she was already suffering. And she was trying to find ways of making the situation better or easier, because suffering was gonna be suffering nonetheless. But she found ways of working around that for it to be easier. And that is what she does. That is what she's been doing with Sora. She's doing everything in her power to support Sora. But right now, her role is not only to be a supporter, because a supporter at that moment would not work. And Cabaton is screaming at her, you're not worth it, you cannot do it. But she already did lots of she had heroic moments in her life, as we saw with Ageha, and in the show, as we saw her supporting Sora in the past episodes. And now, it's her time to be a hero. And I loved when Ageha not screaming, but saying things like, I don't know what PreCure is, I don't know what's going to happen if you touch that pen, but don't ever let people say you're not enough. Don't ever let people tell you that you're not worth it. Don't ever let people tell you that you cannot do it. Because you can. You changed me, and Sora agreed on that moment. She couldn't even say, but she said it nonetheless, and Mashiro understood it. It was the first step that she was able to see more the power that she has. And I think that is incredible. That is, to me, a very strong characterization, a very strong point of her character. I loved every single second of that. And then she gets the pen, she transforms, and I love her hero time. Hiro no deban da yo. It's a little different than Hiro no deban desu, which is Sora's way of telling her hero time, of speaking her hero time. And she transforms and she becomes Pure Prism. Absolutely love Prism. The way she becomes Prism, the way Cabaton sees her and understands that she is like a new cure. And I love the way Cabaton was always calling her a side character. And she the side character is gonna transform. She won't. Because I feel like that's how people like Mashiro feel about themselves. And that's great, because side characters like that can become main characters too. Mashiro is the proof. So, we all should get the ropes of our lives and become main characters in our own lives. I love that. Fighting scene, super good. And it's very good to see PreCure back with its groove again with fighting scenes. You know, it's not the best fighting scene we've ever seen, but compared to the past few years, baby, this is everything. I loved it. We had a little reference to Futariwa PreCure with the jump on the building. Baby, I love that. But then Prism started to show what she is worth. You know, and I love that we had two different Renborgs, very nice, and you know, because we could have the girls fighting, both of them fighting, because Prism saved Sora, Sora transformed into Cure Sky, and both of them fought. But obviously the focus was on Prism. It was very nice seeing her fight, the way she punched and then looked at her hands, you know, like everything about her way of fighting is very adorable. I love it. And I love that she's like the ranged type of fighter. You know, she can shoot beams, but she can also fight, baby. And Sky's way of fighting in this episode was also nice. The way she was just walking and then she started running and then she performed her attack. Very cool. But obviously I feel like Prism was the star of this moment and it was very good. One thing though to notice is that they didn't fight together. Prism fought on her own and Sky fought on her own. And after the fight finished, Sky looked at Prism very worried over what happened. Is she safe? Is she okay? And, you know, Prism fell down. She was a little overwhelmed. I mean, Mashiro was a little overwhelmed and she was very worried. But girl, that scene of Mashiro falling down and Sora coming to her and Mashiro whispering on her ear, they're married, Your Honor. That's all I have to say. And the episode ended in the best way possible with Ageha saying, look, I could overlook things before, but after I saw today, I cannot. It was very good. It was very funny. I really loved that moment. What an amazing episode we had. And I mentioned the fact that Sora was worried over Mashiro fighting because this is going to be a motive for the next episode. Sora's going to be very worried with Mashiro and she wants to protect her. She wants to be the hero, the main hero. And not the main hero as in the attention is all to myself, but mostly I think because she doesn't want other people to be in danger. And I feel like she knows that this can be dangerous to Mashiro and she wants to protect her. And this is going to be the theme of the next episode. So this is going to be very important. I cannot wait. Now it's time for my hero corner of episode 4. Look, there were so many amazing moments in episode 4. But for me, the hero corner, as in the best moment of episode 4 to me, was when Sora and Mashiro were sitting down and Mashiro was looking at Cabaton's plan and saying, oh, this is a trap set by Cabaton. Right, Sora? And Sora was there, helping and saving Cabaton already. Sorry, Sora, but this has to be my hero moment. What an amazing moment that was. I laughed so much at that scene. It was great. But you know, hero corner could be basically any scene of this episode. The whispering, Ageha's introduction. Baby, what an episode. What an episode this was. I loved every second. Very strong. How did you feel about episode 4 from Hirogaru Sky? Please leave a comment in the comment box. Let's keep talking about it. Anyways, babies, this is all for now. I want to take this little time to thank the members of the Magical Cinnamon channel. If you're a member, thank you very, very much for your support. And if you've watched up until now, thank you so much as well. Thank you so much for watching and until next time, bye bye!